Namaskar and very warm welcome to all our viewers and learners in this live phone-in session of CIET NCERT. I am Renu Bhatt and you are watching us live on PM eVidya channel from channel number 6 to 12 and on our NCERT official YouTube channel. And dear learners and viewers, as you know, this is our very important live phone-in session of SAHYOG, where we talk about mental well-being of students and try to provide psychosocial support to them. And the topic that we are going to discuss today in this specific session is very important. The topic is role of teacher, parents and school administration in preventing substance abuse on students. And to throw light on this, we have a couple of experts with us. Let's meet them. You are Dr. Basansi Kharlukhi, faculty from Regional Institute of Education, Shillong. Very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you.
And we have our another expert. You are Mr. Apurva Das, teacher counselor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
And before we begin this session, let me tell you some certain information, dear learners and viewers, in case you have any query and question regarding this particular topic or you want to share your experience with us. Feel free to connect to us on our telephone number, that is 8800440559, or either you can drop a mail at our email address, that is dth.class6@ciet.nic.in. And in case you have joined us through our live streaming on our YouTube channel, that is NCERT official, go to the live chat box and drop your comment out there. These are the ways through which you can connect to us and share your experiences as well as your queries and questions. So without wasting much time, ma'am, let's begin this session with you. And our first question to you is, what exactly substance abuse is? Tell our learners about it, and what are its effects on students, family and school?
All right. Thank you so much, and a very good evening to all the viewers who are watching this program, and also a good evening to my co-panelist, Mr. Apurva Das.
Thank you, ma'am.
So today our topic, like has already been mentioned, it is about the role of teachers, school administrators, parents and children who are being affected by substance abuse. So here when we talk about substance abuse, in simple explanation, substance abuse is the excessive use of substance or substances. It is the overindulgence which sometimes leads to dependency on a particular or varied substances. So substance abuse can simply be understood as a pattern of harmful use of any substance for mood changing or for mood altering purposes. And of course, when we talk about substance abuse, we should not limit ourselves to the understanding of only alcohol and drugs. There are varieties of, you can say substance or substances which the youth or children, they abuse. And okay, I'll just name a few of these, different substances so that we can have a clear understanding, because like I said, it's not only about alcohol or drugs, the illegal drugs that we all know about. There are also another category of substances such as the prescribed medication, where the doctors, prescribe them for a certain purpose, for relief of pain or for relief of tension. However, these are being abused by the youth or by children. Okay, and such as the abuse involved huffing, sniffing, and intake of cough or cold syrup, then even Iodex. There are also other depressant drugs which are medicinally used. However, they are being abused so as to have an intoxicated effect. And then we also, which is very common, which we as parents or as teachers, whoever is listening, we should also realize that there are also substances which are commonly available at home, which we call it the common household items, such as, like phenyl, and then window cleaners, and then dendrites. These are easily available. Erase egg, then pen ink. These are being used by children, abused by children. And especially, you can see that children, especially those who have little or no money at all, will start resorting to use of these crude or unrefined, you can say, products. So these are, of course, very harmful, and we should all be aware of it, so that, in turn, we will be able to prevent children. And when we talk about effects, we all know that drug use is associated with a different or very negative consequences, which include, you can say, increased use of serious drug in the later part of the life, or in later life. There is also, of course, school failures when we talk about school. Then after, then declining of grades, non-performance in the school, and then disengaging themselves from the different activities in the school, and of absenteeism, not being punctual to the school, and then in the end, they're, of course, dropping out of school. And then when we talk about family, yes, it can really disturb the family. It may lead also to a broken family due to, drained in family financial as well as economical, as well as emotional resources. And all these actually have a serious effect on the children, on the students, on the family, and of course society. And of course we all know about the health problems that everyone will have once they start abusing substance or substances. Yes.
Exactly, it's the need of the era that we need to sensitize the students as well as the educator. And let me tell you, dear learners, if you have any query, you can mail us at our email address, that is sahyog.ncert@the rate cit.nic.in. My next question is from Mr. Apurva Das. Sir, I just wanted to ask you about how do the students get into this type of addiction and how to make them aware about it. What is the solution behind it?
Thank you, madam. Actually, it's already Dr. Basansi madam has already said that it's not going to affect only the student himself or herself, but also it's going to affect the society, it's going to affect their own family.
Exactly.
And this addiction actually doesn't come all of a sudden. It has some gradual steps. Maybe if we are discussing about school level students or the students, those who are going to school, they will first maybe test it with the help of their your friends, maybe peer pressures and all this. But basically, while we discuss about school going children and the substances they generally use that madam has already mentioned, maybe there is some smoking incidents, tobacco consuming, alcohol as madam has already said, and other substances that it's easily available there at home. But all these things actually they get into it gradually, not all of a sudden. Addiction comes at the latter part. For example, if a child is the reasons, if we try to find out the reasons behind this, maybe the first one may be the peer pressure. Maybe their friends are consuming or their friends are actually using it just to taste it for the first time maybe, or let us try, or maybe somebody might have challenged that I can do it, you cannot do it. That may be one of the reasons. Sometimes it happens that even some home environment, social atmosphere also can be one of the reasons behind this getting into this kind of substance abuse by the children. Sometimes it happens that some academic pressure or any other kind of pressure, because it's a myth that or they will come to know from somewhere or from some other sources that if you consume this or if you use this, you may get out of rid of this tension. There will be no tension. There will be you can enjoy the life. That kind of. So sometimes it happens that some maybe academic pressure, maybe some other kind of family pressure or whatever it is, to avoid or to get rid of this. Somebody might have said that you can use this, that kind of. And even among the student, this is one of the myth, we can say that while they have to study late night, that time also sometimes some of the children used to get into it, that if I have to study to the last late night, that time sometimes they may get into it, and gradually they get, we are going to discuss more about that, how they actually get into it and how they get addicted towards that part. Sometimes in some of the cases that I have seen in my school also, that there are some children those who actually tries to create attention of the parents maybe, or some of the siblings or maybe peers. For that also, sometimes they used to get into it maybe for the first time, and gradually they get into it and become habituate after that. Of course, there are a lot of other sources also from where they can easily find that, no, let us also try, because we have seen there are a lot of heroes are there, movie heroes are there, yeah, there are cinema heroes are there, where they find that no, it's a kind of stunning scene or stunning position, that holding a cigarette or kind of, no, they generally follow that kind of also, but they doesn't
Exactly.
feel. Yeah, so we just have to actually make them aware what are the actually causes, or what the harm that they are going to get out of this. So this is very important part from that, and we are going to discuss about that also, that how to overcome this here from this substance abuse.
Exactly, they follow their youth icon to whom they feel like idol, and addiction is also a gradual process. It doesn't come suddenly. Very well said, sir. Now I just wanted to ask you that how to identify those students who are addicted to it.
Yeah, actually, for this, World Health Organization has developed one testing that is called ASSIST, Alcohol, Smoking, and Substance Involvement Screening Test. This can be easily can be done by the expert within 5 to 10 minutes. It's not going to take much time also. But overall, if we see, even if we don't go with that assist test also, because for that also we need some kind of experts, those who the children or the child has to go to him, or the child has to go take himself to that particular expert, that let me check whether in which position I am actually, whether I am really addicted to it, or whether I am in a lower condition or at high risk kind of categories. So this test can be done by the experts, which has been developed by WHO. But overall, even as a maybe as a parent, or maybe as a teacher also, or maybe as a school administrator also, we can easily find it out, some of the behavioral changes that they show in their behavior or in their normal day-to-day activities. That also we can easily find that out, that how, whether they are actually getting into some kind of substance abuse, or that is psychoactive substances that they are using maybe, or maybe whether they have got to habituate into it, or maybe they are going to be regular using it, that we can easily find it out. For example, if you see that, if we check that acute intoxication cases, no, there we can easily find out that suppose somebody has come in front of the teacher or in front of somebody of the family members, their facial flashings will be there, unsteady dress up will be there. There will be some talkativeness, some kind of activities that they will show, that they will become more talkative in that time. So some motor incoordinations will be there, their walks and all this. This is general some symptoms that usually we can find out. But while in case of regular use, suppose a child or any person is regular in taking this kind of psychoactive substances, so at the time their signs will be a little bit of different than the first day user kind of person. That time they will be more anxious. They will be without taking that in that particular day, they will be feeling that they are more anxious. They will be feeling their mood will be swinging, and there will be kind of depression also within them. And in the last part, in the next stage, if we go that it's dependent use, means they will be now once they are regular using of that time they are after that they will be dependent on that particular substance. Without that, they will not be able to even work any kind of any kind of work, any kind of things they will not be able to put up, or craving, a kind of craving in their mind, that they will be thinking about that only, that without this, there will be problem in even sleep disorders. They will be marked as, there may be sometimes it happens that sometimes it may go up to criminal behavior also, without, if they will not get the particular substance in time, they will not think about anything, just to get that, they can go up to criminal activities also. Obviously, with that, relationship breakdowns will be there, difficulty of stopping. In this stage, the addiction comes actually where they even know, they know that if the substance that he or she is using is causing harm to him, that individual, but still he is now in a state that he cannot get in out of that particular substance. There actually we need the intervention of the experts.
Right, sir. So, sir, if somehow any student get addicted, so what is the role of teacher, school administration to prevent substance abuse? Yes, sir.
Ma'am, actually, it's been said that once somebody get into any kind of substance abuse, they will not be able to come out of it. It's been said, but it's very easy to come out of this kind of substance abuse uses. There are some effective and practical primary prevention measures that protect people, in particularly the children and youth, from substance abuse. For example, if we provide accurate information about the risk of the drug abuse, Madam has already said, Dr. Basanti Madam has already said in the very beginning that it's affect not only the body of that particular person, those who are using it, but also it actually affect the social environment of that particular society. Family problem may create there. In case of school, there may be some incident at the school also. And as we have already discussed earlier, that once they get addicted into it, or they become regular, and maybe after that they are dependent on that. So that time they can do a lot of activities that we are not expected. That means it is not expected except from that particular child or from that particular age group students. So in that case, we have to give the actual information, accurate information, that after using this kind of substance, your health will be deteriorated like this, and which is in the long run is going to affect your entire life. It may be a single day testing part, but it's going to affect the entire life. Then developing some supportive parenting and healthy social environment is very important there. Sometimes it happens that in our society there are some families where actually the parents and maybe are not that educated, but we as a school administrator or maybe the teachers have to give some supportive parenting to those children, those who are having such kind of problem. At the very beginning, I said that there may be some families where this liquor or alcohol may be very common to their home. But we just have to give them the support. We have to give them the information that if you consume this at this age, this is your present problem. And if you continue using this, it's going to affect your entire life at the later part of your life also. So that kind of supportive parenting is also important for them. And of course, the skill and the opportunities to choose healthy lifestyle is very important. It means we have to give them the skill that how to get out of this kind of substance abuse. Maybe peer pressure, maybe some of the family members are maybe requesting. So how to overcome this kind of, these are some skills actually to live within that family, within the society, but saving yourself or concerning our own life, own health. So these are some of the informations that if we provide them, that they will be able to do. And for the teachers, ma'am, I think they should be very friendly with the students. And of course, there should be an open forum of discussion so that any child should come to him and can easily express his or her problem, so that the child can feel that yes, somebody is there to support me. That's also very important from a teacher's point of view. And of course, a school administrator or the teachers, even for the family members also, should live a very exemplary lifestyle. Means we should be an example that I'm not consuming. A lot of people are there in the society, those who are not consuming this all. So they're living a very standard life or maybe a healthy life, isn't it? So that can actually encourage the other children also not to go to this substance abuse site. This, right, I think is going to help them.
Exactly. One have to follow the healthy lifestyle so that their children follow them and make them their idol. Dr. Basanti, I just wanted to ask you about what would you like to suggest to all the parents in making them aware and alert, ma'am?
All right. Anu, just before I go to that, suggestions for parents, I would just like to add a few points with what Mr. Apurva have said regarding roles of teachers. Okay, just a few things. Like for me, what I feel is that first of all, as a teacher, or maybe you can say school administrators, first of all, we can help by correcting the common misperception on the youth of about substance use, especially alcohol, because nowadays you can see that alcohol is open. Some of the family, like Mr. Apurva, have said that it is available at home, like parents they are taking, or they use they are socializing using that. So if for children, they will think that it is acceptable. Yes, it is acceptable, but first of all, we have to make them understand the misconception that alcohol is used for entertaining purposes and all that, but abusing it or using it for other using it or abusing it is it is very much harmful to them. So that misconception about alcohol, about even smoking, that we have to clear from the minds of children. And another thing is that as teacher, I think we should always be open. We should listen more. We should listen without lecturing, because as teachers, sometimes we like to lecture, right? So we have to listen more and keep an open mind, and asking students of their opinions, how they feel about it, or how do they feel about using these, or starting it, smoking, even eating of betel nuts and tobacco, all that. So I feel like as teachers, we have to clear the misconception, as well as keep an open mind, encourage students to discuss and to talk. Okay, so now here when we come to parents, yes, like what I've already said before, when we talk about substance abuse, even parents, first of all, they think only about alcohol and drugs, both legal as well as illegal drugs. But however, they should also be aware of all those common items available at home, where children tend to use, where the children tend to experiment, and then slowly become habitual, and then addicted, and then dependent. So as parents, we have to be aware of the different types of the substances that will cause harm or that are harmful for the children. Like, of course, I will not mention again what are those household items. And then as parents, we have to be involved with the daily activities of the child, be it in school or be it outside the school, at home. Then, because nowadays most of the time we have working parents, we do not have time for children. So as parents, we have to create that space where where we can sit with the children, discuss with them, talk with them in a friendly manner, not only about lecturing what they should not do, the do's and the don'ts, but to know what are their activities, and also to know about their friends. This is very important. As parents, we should know who their child or children's friend. Get to know them. Get to know their
let me tell you that
observant. So we have to, and also we have to always encourage children to speak up, to discuss, and to open up as parents. Yes.
Ma'am, we still have a couple of minutes. Would you like to add something?
All right. I thought you said time is up. Okay. So that is what I'm saying about parents. And another thing which I would like to add, when we talk about what are the signs, Mr. Apurva have already discussed quite a lot regarding behavioral science. The behavior of children or the behavior of students in the school. So in the school, what we can do, is that we have to always be watchful when we when students or children started experimenting, and then started using in a daily basis. We have to look at their activities in the school. Sometimes children in the school, then the class, they become sleepy all the time, and then we have to look about these small injuries. Maybe that's why I said we have to be very observant, and then we have to, even the eyes can also expose a lot. You can see their eyes become droopy, and then some will have a red eye, all these changes, and then loss of interest.
In brief, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am, in brief, ma'am, we just wanted to know in brief, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so loss of interest in extracurricular activities, then not doing their homework on time, their grade is falling down. So all these, I think we have to we have to be observant and find out the reason as to why these things is happening.
Exactly, why the child is behaving like that, and parents have to become observant, calm and friendly so that their children can share their feelings, emotions with them, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for being with us and for your detailed information and enlightful session. Thank you so very much, ma'am. Ma'am and sir both.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
The topic was role of a teacher, parents and school administration in preventing substance abuse on students, and experts were Dr. Basansi Kharluki and Mr. Apurva Das. And dear learners, it's time for me to wrap up this session, but let me give you some certain information about राष्ट्रीय कला उत्सव जो आप 1 जनवरी 2022 से देख रहे हैं और 1 जनवरी 2022 से 12 जनवरी तक ये चलेगा। स्कूल शिक्षा और साक्षरता विभाग द्वारा शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की पहल पर NCERT के सौजन्य से 1 से 12 जनवरी तक 2022 तक कला उत्सव आयोजित किया जा रहा है। आपको एक लिंक दिखाई दे रहा है, आप इस लिंक पर क्लिक करेंगे और इस कार्यक्रम का हिस्सा बन सकते हैं। इस कार्यक्रम का आनंद आप उठा सकते हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा तादाद में आप इस कार्यक्रम से जुड़े, इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाएं और जितने भी बच्चे अपनी प्रस्तुति दे रहे हैं, परफॉर्मेंसेस दे रहे हैं, उन सबका मनोबल बनाएं और उन सभी की प्रस्तुतियों को आप एंजॉय करें। अभी फिलहाल मुझे रेणु भट्ट को दीजिए इजाज़त, लेकिन आप बने रहिए PM eVidya चैनल और NCERT ऑफिशियल YouTube चैनल पर फॉर मोर इन्फॉर्मेटिव प्रोग्राम्स। नमस्कार।